Alright, let's get Thursday's Daily Puzzle on chess.com a shot. This one's called Lightning Shocks the King. It's white to move. Give the video pause and try it yourself if you feel like it. Alright, I'm seeing that this is a check, but I get taken with check, which isn't good, I wouldn't think. But I don't really have any other checks. This is a check, but that doesn't look good at all. The rook and the pawn protect that. Oh wait, okay, if I take this, the only thing protecting is this, and then the knight hangs. That looks pretty good. And the king doesn't have all that many moves either. It only has this. So is this rook just hanging? Is that the point? If I take the rook, I don't have any hanging pieces. So if the rook takes, then I take the knight. The king only has one square to move to. Nothing can block that. King goes there. I don't know what to do after that, but I won a rook, or I won a knight. Winning a knight seems pretty good. Lightning shocks the king doesn't sound like I'm winning a knight in this puzzle, but my rook is hanging. I feel like I have to move this. I don't have any good checks. Lightning shocks the king. Is there a mate after this? Because okay, so let me try to look at this line again. Takes, here. I'm out of things, aren't I? Like I mean, I could push the pawn. And king goes here, and then my bishop's just hanging. Like this is a check I hadn't explored really. Wow, that's filthy. And then this is mate. Here, the pawn has to take because the king is trapped. I'm glad I kept looking at this. Doesn't this just win? Is there like an intermezzo? Is there like an intermezzo move? Yeah, probably. I bet the knight can take here with check. There's got to be something that saves material. Maybe not. Maybe, but this is definitely checkmate. So rook here, the king can't move at all. So the pawn has to take, and then my bishop slides here, and this is just checkmate. No, it's not. No, the king still has this square. But now this is mate. Because now my bishop takes away this square. Wow. That's hilarious. Okay. So check, pawn takes, bishop here, king here, pawn push is mate. Very cool. I'm glad the name of the puzzle probably saved me on this one. Otherwise I would have probably just thought that I'm winning a knight here, and I don't think I am winning a knight. Okay, so takes here, pawn push is checkmate. What a beauty, dude. A little mate in 3. All right. I kind of want to see what the move is. Let's see what the move is if I take the rook. Knight d4. Yep, so takes here is check. King d3. So that is threatening the knight, which is confusing to me. The rook takes h8. So you do lose the knight. And now I'm up a bishop. Oh, but I'm down a bunch of pawns. Okay. That's tough though. When there's a good move in the puzzle, that's always tricky. You know? You gotta like find the better move. There was something that won me a knight there, and that wasn't the answer to the puzzle. It's always hard to keep looking after you find something. Okay, so I was right about that actually winning material. It just doesn't win the game. Alright, let's run the puzzle back. Cool, so tricky one today I thought, because there's a pretty good move. If you take this rook right now, this rook is overloaded. So the rook can take back, but then you're going to be able to take the knight with check. There's an intermezzo move where the knight takes the pawn, but the knight is still going to be lost no matter what. Like this, you can take with check, but then I can attack the knight. I'm going to win a knight for a pawn at the very least here. But the move in the puzzle is actually to sacrifice your rook. So this is tricky because there's a pretty good move, but there's a better move. If I sack the rook with check, the only move for black is to take with this pawn, and then my bishop can slide in, and there's a checkmate line here. So I take here, pawn absolutely has to take, the king didn't have anywhere to go, and then I just hop here, king only has one move, it's here, and then I just push the pawn, and that takes away all the squares, and that's checkmate, dude. So tricky one because I thought there was a pretty good move. There was a pretty good move, but it wasn't the best move, and those are always tricky. But there it is. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.